I'm still cozy in my bathrobe. We are going to get our sketchbooks out and we are going to learn how to glue, and we're going to learn about geometric shapes and organic shapes today. Hello, my talented artists. Today we will become master gluers. We are going to practice in our sketchbook. And we are not going to worry about using the squeezy bottle of glue. We are going to have our glue in a little cap. So get out your sketchbooks. Turn to a page that is a double spread. That means both pages are empty. And we are going to talk about shapes. There's two different kinds of shapes. There are geometric shapes. I wrote an S. I was thinking of shapes, then I had to scribble it out and write a C. That's the nice thing about your sketchbook. You don't need to erase. You can just X it out or leave it. The second kind of shape is organic shapes. These are the two kind of shapes we're going to learn about today. So let's brainstorm and draw as many geometric shapes as we can think of. These are the shapes that you learned in kindergarten. All right, guys. Let's brainstorm geometric shapes. Now it's time to write geometric shapes on one page. Let's take some time to draw those shapes. Now let's talk about organic shapes. Those might be a little bit more puzzling to you. Organic shapes are irregular and imperfect. So naturally, these shapes will all be slightly different from one another. They're often, but don't have to be, curved and flowing, and they definitely can seem unpredictable. Let's think of some shapes in nature that we think might be organic. Let's brainstorm. Good job. Now let's write organic shapes on the other page. Now let's draw those shapes that we brainstormed. Now now we're going to practice our gluing. We are going to take a little piece of paper and we are going to cut a geometric shape. One of the easiest shapes to cut out of a rectangle paper is a triangle, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to aim for this little corner here and just cut it in one snip. It's nice that scissors are straight. You can make straight lines. Here is my little geometric shape. It's a triangle, so it needs to go on my geometric side. So let's get to our really good gluing. I'm going to put my sketchbook to the side, and I have my messy paper, my gluey paper, so that the glue doesn't get on the table. And I'm going to dip my finger in the glue. And it stretches up. Sometimes you might need to go up and down. I call that yo-yoing your glue. But this glue seems not too drippy. And now I'm going to put some glue. This is a small shape, so I'm going to just spread it all over. One of the problems with glue, I think I used too much, is that you use too much and then it squishes out. But I'm going to solve that by spreading it. A lot of people don't like to have a gluey finger. Well, you can just wipe your gluey finger onto your messy paper or your newsprint. Now I'm going to carefully try to pick it up and glue it onto my geometric shapes paper. Now, if I just set it down, that's not going to be flat. And one of the things that we want to do is make sure that our paper lays flat. That is good craftsmanship. So I'm going to press it down. Press, press, press. I got a little bit on top. It's not perfect, but that's pretty good. Let's cut out an organic shape. I'm going to try to have some wiggly lines by turning my paper. And I'm going to really try to make it as big as I can with this little tiny piece of paper. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. There, kind of looks like a splat. Splat is a nice shape. Now I still have some glue here, so I could kind of wipe it up, and that kind of keeps my area neat. That'll dry faster. And I am going to dip a little bit less. I'm going to learn from before. I had too much glue. So I'm going to use a little less, and I'm going to spread it everywhere to the edges. Make sure it goes all the way to the edges so that it lays flat like a sticker. We're really making our own stickers. And then glue it on your organic shape page. Again, I see that my shape is not laying flat. So what do I need to do, folks? I do not really want to set my sketchbook on my gluey paper. I am going to wipe my finger. But I want to press that. Make sure that your sketchbook or whatever you're gluing onto is not on your gluey paper. The gluey paper should just be the shapes and the glue. Now we're going to cut out one more shape. I have some art paper that I painted here, and I'm going to cut out a nice big shape, and I'm going to cut an organic shape that is sort of circular. I'm going to start with a circle, and I'm going to cut a spiral. But if you notice, when you cut a spiral into a paper and then lay it flat, you don't see the spiral anymore. So you have to cut another line, make another cut next to the other cut, and then guess what? You'll actually have two spirals. It's pretty cool. Turning your paper, always have your scissors pointing away from you. There, now I have two large organic shapes. And I'm going to show you how to glue a larger shape. So this is a bigger shape. And I'm going to put little dots on the edge about 1 inch apart on one edge. Dot, dot, and then always do your little tips. Not a lot. Dot, dot. Need to dip. Dot, dot, not a lot. Dot, dot, not a lot. And the tip is very small, so I'm just going to rub that in. And now I really need to rub it. This, again, makes the glue go all the way to the edge. And because you're spreading the glue, it prevents the glue from squeezing out and making your artwork messy and too much glue. We don't want too much glue. Once you've spread it, if you don't move fast enough, you might need to add a little bit more. So make sure you're feeling it. And once you've spread it and it feels like everything is still sticky and all the way to the edge, beak. I want you to either on the back of your sketchbook or on the front. I don't think I have room on my front. I'm going to do it on my back. I want you to press that shape down, and you can see this shape really needs to be pressed. It wants to curl up. So I'm going to carefully walk my little fingers. If I have glue on my fingers, I can rub that glue off. And I'm going to press it. The goal is to make your shapes lay flat without a lot of glue squishing out. Let's try it. Don't forget to subscribe.